Okay, so I'm lagging severely. Lagging severely. Lagging severely. Oh wow! I actually see him streaming. Okay, cool. Oh wow! I actually see him streaming. Okay, cool. Oh wow! I actually see him streaming. Okay, cool. Oh wow! All right. All right. All right. Why did I click that? Why did I click that? Oh, God. Why did I click that? Honestly, don't care how many people. Why did I click that? Honestly, don't care how many people. Share the stream. Somewhat okay. Somewhat okay. Mostly due to the fact of, once again, this is a test. I just lost some notes. I don't remember what order I stuck them in. I don't remember what order I stuck them in. Thingy, other thingy. I'll figure it out once this thingy is over. But test this stream. I'll figure it out once this thingy is over. 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Don't know yet. 30 minutes. Yeah, I'll figure it out as I go. Don't know yet. And anyway, I wanted to do this shit for my YouTube channel because I was supposed to be able to tutorials on how in the world to design characters from scratch for a webtoon. But because of some unfortunate issue, my external hard drive no longer functioning. I have to buy a new one, get a consultation, figure out how much it costs to repair 2 flash drives and an external hard drive, have it all composite onto either a new flash drive that can hold over 2 terabytes or a new hard drive that can hold 2 terabytes. And then afterwards, hopefully keep this fourth thing in better condition than my last three. Hopefully. Hopefully. Anyway, as you can see from here, this is blank. I don't know why the fuck it's so from here. This used to house. I keep losing index cards. But anyway, that used to house these names and all of these names for a bunch of characters. Mascots for my channel, both my channels, for this Twitch and the YouTube channel. And I figured out how to composite all 144 of them into this tiny ass little book. Now, I also forgot to share this to my other Discord chats I'm in. You give me a second, but I'm gonna keep rambling on. Anyway, while I continue sharing my streaming link with other different chat, I have to make it I completely blanked. That I was going to be showing you how I'm going to design characters for Webtoon. I was going to be showing you these lovely names that I put together. Lovely names with Love the Livy names that I put together for all of them. Originally, it was a collaboration effort between all of them. How did I put that up? It was originally a collaboration effort between. How did I put that up? It was originally a collaboration effort between life and living other variation effort. Life and living. So it's just me. Anyway. So it's just me. Anyway. So blinking. Anyway. So blinking. But but the reason I'm blanking is because I tried to record this. The reason I'm blanking is because two times before, but unfortunately, due to the fact that I had no idea my laptop had so much bloatware on it already, I unfortunately had to deal with the fact that microphone fault. I've already recorded this video quote unquote twice already, but unfortunately due to the fact of I had no idea my Windows laptop and Microsoft had added so much bloatware already, I didn't have any space anymore, so I'm slowly hitting slowly hitting empty for trying to explain. Basically, this page was to show the color palette for the first three rabbits I was trying to design, which were going to, I guess, be my main three mascots. But I was still going to show you how to design characters using all 144 of them to show you how to design different varieties of them. But I have to now change this to 144 because originally the count was only 120. I look. I don't know how many. I don't know how many people are watching, and I don't know how many who are artistic slash non-artistic, or like I don't know. But you understand the feeling of creating, and you understand the feeling of creating, and you understand what happens when you create something and then suddenly it just gets overblown, and the next thing you know you have 300 versions of 300 versions of I don't this video is going all over the place, but again, this is still quote this is supposed to be a stream. I wasn't this is only trying to focus on Twitch on the weekends, not do it every day, because since Twitch doesn't actually keep the videos, I would like to have all these videos still together. Like it does me no good if I can't if the files aren't backed up or none of it's saved and I can't go back to go get it, and it's just fucking annoying, and I'm just having a moment just so I'm just defeated and a little emotionally tired. But anyway, but anyway, the first three, this was basically showing you how what I put together. The color palettes based on the desserts I had desserts, alcohols, other various miscellaneous sweet foods that I had designed. Their character species. I explained this twice already. At a breaking character species. I explained this twice already. Give me 5 seconds. Give me 5 seconds to compose myself and remember everything. Give me 5 seconds. Give me 5 seconds to compose myself and remember everything. These mascots were supposed to be based off of a race of creatures I had created when I was in middle school. Because my crazy ass had decided to try and create an entire TV show from scratch. My thing though is not realizing all the things that went into it. So I'm probably just gonna try and shrink my dream down into separate parts. Ranging from being a streamer, a YouTuber, to even a webcomic artist. ranging from being a streamer, because in my haste to just rush off and make a TV show, I realized I had none of the basic fundamentals of understanding what the hell it means to create a TV show in general. So, because of this, I unfortunately had to sit down and take my time to learn the basics and all the tricks and the little niche things. Unfortunately, had to sit down and take my time to learn the basics. Character one is the first person I made for this. But anyway, was her name's Bune. It's dumb play on the dumb play on was again I made this in middle school. Her name's Bune. It is a dumb play on someone saying the word bunny with a shitty French accent. It is a dumb play on so because of this, the word bunny with a shitty French accent. So because of this, it means that okay, yeah, no, they're still picking me up. Right. So because of this, it means that okay, yeah, no, they're still picking me up. Right. God, it was a really dumb thing I didn't know. Well, basically, her name was, if you were to pronounce bunny with a really, really shitty French accent, and that was a name. I cannot remember what I made her last name. Really, really shitty French accent. If I even gave her a last name. I can't remember what I made her last name. Then anyway, her design is based off of carrot cake. If any of you can even remotely read my handwriting. Then anyway, her design is based off of carrot cake. Any of you can even remotely read my handwriting. Second version. God damn it. The second character is mine. Second version. God damn it. Is me. The second character is mine. God damn it. Is me. The second character is mine. I'm nailing this. God damn it. I swear I am. I swear I'm nailing this, but I know I'm not. I'm losing. I'm losing on all fronts, but I'm working it. I swear I'm nailing this, but I know I'm not. Anyway, working it. Second one, me, Taco Bunny, for the channel. Second one, Sweet Fucking Christmas. I'm based for the channel off of strawberry dipped. No, fucking Christmas. Chocolate dipped, chocolate coated, strawberries. There we go. Which is why I know there's so many pinks and browns, like an accent of brown. There we go. In the color scheme. I know there's so many pinks and browns, like an accent of brown. I swear I had my shit together earlier. Anyway, I swear I had my shit together earlier. Nope. Okay. Anyway, I swear I had my shit. The third one. Nope. Okay. Anyway, chocolate cream, even though she's based off of the third one. Nope. Okay. Chocolate cream. Chocolate glaze like pudding. I think that's what the fuck it's called. Flan. Give me a second. Chocolate glaze like pudding. I think that's what the fuck it's called. Chocolate. Chocolate glaze like pudding. Glazed. Chocolate. Flan. Glazed. Chocolate. Flan. Doing this correctly. No, that's a fucking tart. Images. Doing this correctly. Nope. No, that's a fucking tart. Chocolate glazed images. Do I have to call it pudding? Do I actually have to physically call it pudding? No, that's a fucking tart. Chocolate. No, not pumpkin. Pudding. Do I actually have to physically call it pudding? No, that's a fucking tart. Chocolate. No, not pumpkin. Pudding. No. Do I actually have to physically call it pudding? No, not pumpkin. No. No. I actually have to physically call it pudding? No, not pumpkin. No. No. This dessert. Based. Oh, nope. Zoom too quickly. Based off of this dessert minus the additional toppings. Just this dessert in general. It's still. It's called a pudding. But when I typed in flan, it kept giving me tarts. Google is sometimes a dick. It's called a pudding. I don't know. When I typed in flan, it kept giving. But anyway, Google is I don't know. But anyway, this is the dessert. She's based off of, hence why so many yellows, so many browns, and then like a black outline with like the accents of like gold and silver. But that's mostly just because of fancy makeup. Because she's a fancy person. Because if I pull up some old art of her, but that's mostly just because of fancy makeup. She's a fancy photos, Google Photos. Old art of her. Mummy, mummy, me, 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 me. Mummy, mummy, me, 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 me. Mummy, mummy, me, 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 me. Just slap that again. Yeah. All right. Slap that again. God damn it. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out how to delete Google Photos separate. God damn it. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out how to delete Google Photos separate. God damn it. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out how to delete Google other one photos separate. God damn it. Okay. I have way. I'm gonna have to figure out how to delete Google other one photos separate. God damn it. Okay. I have way. Fucking doing that shit. Fucking doing that shit. Fucking doing that shit. Oh, I had to try to count the first. Basically. Oh, I had to try to count the first. Basically. Meow, meow. Come on. The art's here somewhere. Meow, hide from it. Come on. The art's here somewhere. Go. Come on. Go. Alright. Go. I have physical copy. I still have the physical pieces of artwork. I'm just too lazy to go grab it. I have physical copy. I still have the physical pieces of artwork. And anyway, I'm just too lazy to go grab it. Cringy old middle school art. I had added purple into the color scheme, which I'll add later in the final illustration. But the reason I added purple into her, I'll add later in the final illustration. But the reason I had originally like a more based her off of carrots, but instead of doing the cliche orange and green color scheme, I made it orange and purple. Or more specifically, the colors more accurately orange and mauve. I made it orange and purple. Or more mostly due to the fact of mostly due to the fact of. All right, I'll have to remember to go save that later. All right. Mostly due to the fact of oranges, due to the fact orange. God, fuck. Mostly due to the fact of orange. Due to the fact that carrots are both orange and motherfucking purple. That carrots are both orange and motherfucking purple. Because of that, instead of doing the standard orange and green color scheme, I did an orange and purple color scheme. Even though I kept fucking saying orange like I'm talking about the fruit. Orange and purple color scheme. Even though I kept alright, saying orange like I'm talking about the fruit. Orange and purple color scheme. Alright, saying orange like I'm talking about the fruit. Anyway, alright, saying orange like I'm. This wasn't the only one. This wasn't the only one. This is a different one in the next iteration. Judge me on the artwork. I back then tips for that. This is a fucking life of me. Nope. Channel. Fucking life of me. Go. The nope. Channel. Go. At here I think it was. So I didn't end up alerting everyone. What do you need, child? So I didn't end up alerting everyone. Go in the other room, please. No. Thank you for the hug, but go in the other room. I love you. Go in the other room. I love you too. Go in the other room. Thank you for the hug, but go in the other room. Go in the other fucking room. Go in the other room. Thank you for the hug, but go in the other room. Go in the other fucking room. Whoa. In and afterward. No. Fuck. And afterward. Shit. No. Fuck. Fucking Christmas. Fucking Christmas. You know what? Fucking Christmas. You know what? Don't mind me, my Google Photos an asshole. You know what? Don't mind me, my Google Photos an asshole. You know what? Don't mind me, my Google Photos an asshole. Don't mind me, my Google Photos an asshole. Most sketch in of her sketch in of his Where the fuck is that photo? Here it is. Really bad at anatomy, but shading was on fucking point. Really bad at anatomy, but shading was this is basically what her and her is basically what Nora she and she. That's basically their old forms. Her and her is really what Nora she really. That's basically their old really awkward drawing. Really. I had absolutely really awkward drawing. This much understanding of anatomy. I had absolutely really awkward drawing. This much understanding of anatomy. Basically, right now I'm just fucking rambling. Really awkward drawing. This much understanding of anatomy. Basically, right now I'm just fucking rambling. Well, I mean, like, yeah, I'm rambling, stalling. Maybe no, not stalling. Well, I mean, like, yeah, I'm rambling, stalling. Maybe no, not stalling. I wouldn't really be stalling more so as maybe no, not stalling. I wouldn't not really stalling as much as it is. I know what the fuck I'm doing completely. I very recently got into streaming and I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Excuse me. Recently got into streaming and I still don't know. That's just panic gas. Excuse me. I don't know what just panic gas. Oh. Alright. I don't know what just panic gas. I don't know what might as well continue screaming into the ethos for no apparently good reason. Ow, my knee! Might as well continue screaming into the ethos for no apparently good reason. Ow, my knee! Continue screaming into the ethos for no apparent. This next page was supposed to show. This next page was supposed to show. Next page was supposed to show my process for designing Monet, supposed to show my process, and also run through a tip that I ended up learning from a professional character designer from a professional. I can't remember what company he works at, but basically he has a YouTube channel, and I still haven't found it again. I'm gonna have to look up the search I did to find him in the first place, but anyway. I'm gonna have to look up the search. He had these four simple guidelines. Four simple guidelines. Four when it comes down. Simple guidelines making a character. Archetype slash alignment. Character slash TV tropes. Spin slash twist. Archetype slash alignment. Archetype and alignment is basically spin slash twist. Well, we all know what the fuck alignment is. We make memes of alignment charts all the fucking time, but I'm still gonna explain it anyway. We all know what the fuck alignment is. We make memes of alignment. Basically, alignment is just your internal moral compass. Archetype, shit. Basically, alignment is just your internal moral compass. Archetype is basically your Archetype. Archetype, if I'm remembering correctly, is basically how in the world you interact with the world and quote unquote how. If I'm remembering correctly, is basically how in the world you interact with the world and quote unquote how you. I think it was help them hero. How you. I think it was help them hero. Because archetypes came about as a sort of like box to put side characters in. Archetypes came about as a sort of like box to being grouped up with the hero slash main protagonist. When being grouped up. So for her alignment, it's more. For her alignment, I wrote neutral good, and for her archetype, I wrote for her alignment caregiver. Neutral good is kind of because she is nurturing. Archetype, I wrote sweet. She's nurturing. Is kind of because she is nurturing. Damn near like a mom figure, but not quite. Damn near like a mom figure, but not quite. Damn near like a mom figure, but not quite. Like a responsible wine aunt. Those even like a responsible wine. Like she'll take you out to the club. She'll teach you drinking, but she'll teach you like the tips and the trades. Like she'll take you out to the club, the do's and don'ts of how in the world to manage alcohol while you're out of the while you're out of the house. How much to drink. While you're out of the in certain situations, whether or not it's how much buzzed or like tips. You know, like a responsible wine aunt, like catching my drift. So, you know, like a responsible wine aunt, like catching my drift. So, I say that for a different character. I say that for a different character. Anyway, I say that for a different character. TV trope. I gave her the girl next door because she's character TV trope. Because of her demeanor and how more she acts, sometimes you really expect her. Which this part is the spin and the twist. Sometimes you really expect her. Which this part you really expect her to own a 5-star restaurant and manage it. Own a such a skill and finesse of that of Gordon Ramsay and manage it when first encountering her. Finesse of that of Gordon Ramsay and manage it when first encountering her. She would be the type that you wouldn't. Be the type who'd end up attracting those arrogant buttheads. She would be the type that you wouldn't. The Kyles, the Karens, the Chads, the Brads, who would be like, oh yeah, I told. Like, who would take her to her own restaurant and be like, oh yeah, I totally know the owner of the. She just sit there and be like, oh really? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I totally know the owner of the. You tell. She just said like that. Oh really? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Until eventually she goes, hey, I am the owner, and then they end up all getting flat on their fucking face. Until eventually she goes, hey, I am the owner, and then they end up all getting flat on their fucking face. Until eventually she goes, hey, I am the owner, and then they. It's really fun and stupid. Specs are basically just little. It's really fun and stupid. Specs are basically like small tidbit notes, or like 1 to 2 words, like small tidbit notes, or like a well, like 5 groups of like 5 groups of like 1 to about 4 words. No, 1 to about. Give yourselves like some kind of like 4 words, 4 point slash 5 point style parameter. Draw in 4 point, 5 point. Well, for me, anyways. Otherwise, I'll just go everywhere. Draw in 4 point, 5 point. Well, for me, anyways. Otherwise, I'll just go everywhere. Draw in 4 point, 5 point. Well, for me, anyways. Otherwise, I'll just go everywhere. Draw in. Well, for me, anyways. Otherwise, I'll just go everywhere. For me, I wrote Bunny, Anthro, F. For me, mostly I wrote Bunny, Anthro, business, business casual, fashion, not helping around in the kitchen, and I put in brackets based on carrot cake, so I understand color scheme. I put in brackets based on certain so I understand color scheme. I put in brackets based on certain factors to add to a design. Certain factors to add to a design. And it probably not, but if you ended up watching and it probably not, but if you ended up watching and it, you ended up watching my last YouTube, I think I called it Sleepy Art Tutorials. hard as balls when I wrote it. I think I called it Sleepy Artist when I did it. Hard as balls when I wrote it. I was compositing her shape language over here. She is an anthropomorphic rabbit. Her shape language have like a round, soft, emphasize the fact of raised out creature. Emphasize the fact of raised out creature. I was showing how putting those shapes together with rabbit, and then also I have to put how putting those anatomy together with it, and then end up making a body type similar to that of like Bugs Bunny slash Lola Bunny from Looney Tunes, type similar to that, something more semi-realistic. Looney Tunes type similar to that, something more semi-realistic. Then afterwards, I moved on to outfit, find both her work clothes. I moved on out in the kitchen, and her work clothes. If she her work clothes, I moved on out in the kitchen, and her work doing her managerial tasks. Her work doing her managerial tasks. Her work doing her managerial, i.e., why I had to find chef. One, what I had to find pastry chefs, and one, what I need to find business casual outfits. I drew the carrot cake to make sure I had proper mental reference of what in the world carrot cakes usually look like, and also to extract the color scheme, which is here, I might use green in her design, but that's probably going to be a very, very faint, like obscure accent that you don't really see until like final illustration. Speaking of, the reason why I had those colors in the first place is because sometimes it helps. Speaking of, the reason why I had those colors in character sketches, sometimes it helps. Speaking of, the reason why I had those colors in character sketches, if you do what I do sometimes, which is basically take colored Sharpie sometimes, which is draw like silhouettes and then like pair it with Sharpie sometimes, which dark Sharpie silhouettes and then like pair it with Sharpie sometimes, dark thin tip and then like thin tip. Here we go. Or like a pencil. Want to finesse the deep thin tip. Here we go. Or like a pencil. Want to finesse. Get that kind of. Here we go. Or like I guess breakdown. Kind of. Not sure what to call it. I guess really not sure. Breakdown. Not sure what to call it. I guess really not sure. Breakdown. Not sure what to call it. I guess really not sure. Breakdown. Streaming at like 6 in the morning is probably like the least opportune time to do this stuff. Streaming at like 6 in the morning is probably like the least. I gotta start streaming at other times of the day, but I couldn't find a spare microphone until at other times of the day. But I couldn't find a spare microphone. But also, diverging from the business casual, we also have the hairstyles. So diverging from, I found about a few of them that I liked. Practice and does work in a kit. I found about hair up different from animating practice and does work. Also, I have also yes, I have to do sometimes a bit of research. You're also going to give asked to make sometimes a bit of research. Some of the shit you write for them isn't inaccurate. Like asked to make sometimes a bit of research. I can't have her just running around her kitchen with her hair all out and I can't have blowing in the wind around her kitchen with her without running risk of her contaminating all of her chef's food and making her lose money for contaminating all of her chef's food and making her lose money for. Again, I tried to record all this, but I lost a lot of this info. Again, I didn't have the space when I was recording it, and the file got corrupted, so all got lost. And space when I was recording it, the file got corrupted, so all got lost. And space when I was recording it, the file got corrupted. So this next page is anatomy breakdown. I got mostly what the heck I liked. I was trying to get a anatomy breakdown. Mostly what the heck I liked. I was trying to get a semi-realistic anatomy breakdown of how in the world I was trying to get facial structure to look. Breakdown of how in the world everything from facial studying head, the rabbit head, front view, side view, breaking down front view, side view, anatomy, front view, side structural points to make sure I have everything kind of aligned in structural, like where to place your nose, eyes, and ears and consistent each other, like where to place rabbit toes, rabbit face, ears and consistent each other, like where to place rabbit toes. Doing a few practice sketches to make sure I have the breakdown properly. Doing a few practice sketches to make sure I have the breakdown. Reason why in the world they're not really doing a few practice sponged upon like this one is because in the world they're not. Really, I had sponged upon like this. I had not realized I had that I was making their bridge of their nose come into a point like they were a predatory animal instead of keep ridge of their wide like coming to a prey ant like they were. What I was doing is instead of making it wide and staying out like this, I was trying to shrink it into a point like this, trying to shrink it into a point like this. Basically, I was making the nose a bit too human. Basically, I was making. But eventually, with a bit of anatomy reference, which once again, not be ashamed. Eventually, with a bit Google of or reference once again at all. Not be ashamed. With a bit Google of or reference, I was able. Not be ashamed. Google or I was able to figure out my folly and figure out my folly and I was able to figure out my folly and realize why the heck the drawings weren't looking right. So I figure out my folly and realize one part why the heck the drawings weren't looking right. Or visible part of the bridge of the nose that was breaking off this side of the face. Or visible this side of the face. The bridge of the nose that was breaking other side of the face. Or visible this side of the face. The bridge of her nose. Look more. Well, rabbit-like. I think I'm still making the jawline just a bit rabbit-like. I think I'm still making the jawline just a bit rabbit. But again, it's been like. I think I'm still making the jawline just a bit rabbit. But again, it's been like. Oh my God, how old was I when I first made it? But again, it's been like. It's like. Oh my God, how old was I when I first made it? But again, it's been like. It's like. Oh my God, how old was I when I first made it? I didn't think I was in middle school when I made her. I think I was like in elementary school when I made her. I didn't think I was in. Anyway, it's been a minute. I was like in elementary school when I made her. I didn't think I was in. Anyway, it's been a minute. I was like in elementary school when I made her. I cannot. Excuse me. I cannot. For the life of me, I cannot remember what the bloody hell part 2 was supposed to be. What the bloody hell? Because when I first made these videos, I ended up losing the data continuously. How many times? I ended up losing the data continuously. That I got pissed beyond all human belief. That I got pissed beyond all human belief that I couldn't do it anymore. Now that I couldn't do it anymore. Now that I'm back onto this. Now I absolutely do not remember what the fuck part 2 was. Do not remember. What the fuck pisses me off. Even fucking. What the fuck pisses me off. Even fucking. What pisses me off. Even fucking. Pisses me off. Alright, excuse me. Alright, excuse me. Alright, excuse me. I'm remembering this correctly since the last one was dealing with head anatomy. I think this one was supposed to deal with head anatomy. I think with this one was supposed to deal with head anatomy. I think with this one was supposed to deal with head anatomy. I think with this one was supposed to deal with head anatomy. I think this one was body. I think this one was body. Hold on. Yeah, because this one I think was supposed to be body anatomy. Because this one I think was supposed to back over, so it's a little easier. Because this one I think was supposed. This one was supposed to be. body anatomy. This one was supposed to be body anatomy. Oh, bodies. Body anatomy. Oh, bodies. Body anatomy. Oh, bodies. Because this is when the word I was supposed to start putting together the other levels of shapes. Because this is when the word I was supposed to start putting together I needed the other levels of shapes. Because this is when the word I was supposed to start putting together. I need to figure out how in the world to fit her together. Because I need to figure out it's both part human, part rabbit. I need to figure out the proper balance of rabbit to human, part rabbit. I need to figure out the proper balance of rabbit to human. I want it together because I had on one hand together because I had on one hand together because I had on one hand a so had on one hand a mostly had on one hand a mostly human had on one hand a mostly human had on one hand. Today I can't spell human. Why the fuck am I using a Sharpie? Today I can't spell. That was what the heck this pencil was for. Why the fuck am I using a Sharpie? Most take notes. Okay. What the heck this pencil was for? Mostly human. Mostly human. Could have had a mostly human anatomy, especially with the legs, or I could have done something more anatomy, especially with the legs, or I could have, I don't know, I guess animalistic. What was the term again? Feral. That was it. What was the term again? Feral. That was it. What was the term again? Feral. That was it. Once again, brings you back again. Do not be ashamed to look up references. The other reason why I'm pissed, my god dang external hard drive got fucked up. The other reason why I'm pissed, my god, all my save references are gone. The other reason why I'm pissed, my god, all my save references are gone. Dust in the wind. All my save references. I can get it repaired. It's dust in the wind. I can get it repaired. It's dust in the wind. I can get it repaired. Problem is that looks way too human, and now I need to shake it up a bit. That looks way too human. Now I need to let me shake it up a bit. That looks way too human. Now I need to let me shake it up a bit. That looks way too human. Now I need to let me shake it up a bit. That looks way too human. Well, if we do it this way, keep we do it going side by side with everything. See, there's differences side by side with everything. See, there's differences side by side with everything. See, there's differences. Make a circle. But widen out her hips. Make a circle to accommodate the fact of her hips. Make a circle. Eyes. Fact of her hips. Make a circle. Eyes. Knees. Eyes. Knees. And afterwards. Afterwards. And big feet because habit. Big feet because especially the fact of unlike other animals, they don't have paw pads. Paw pads are exclusive. They don't have paw pads slash toe beans. Those are exclusive to only predatory animals. They don't have paw pads slash toe beans. Those are exclusive to only predatory animals. They don't have paw pads slash. Further research will be needed. Further research will be needed. Ask forgot to draw arms as a representation of like. Ask forgot to draw arms as a representation. You could also be like slightly thick in the arms and stuff. You could also be like slightly thick in the arms and stuff. I'm really trying to diversify body types, mostly due to the fact of I'm really trying to diversify. I unfortunately drew a lot of skinny girls in my younger years, but I didn't really have much of a reference. in my younger years, but I didn't really have much of a reference in my younger years, but I didn't really have much of a reference. I didn't really have much of a reference, mainly due to the fact of much of a reference, mainly due to the fact of that's the only real mainly due to the fact of that's the only real mainly due to the fact of that's the only dead. I don't have much of a reference, mostly due to the fact of my only ref was like mostly due to the fact of my younger sister and my aunt, and since I never really hung around my aunt that much, and I was still learning the basics of a lot of drawing techniques to try and draw, and I was still learning the basics of a lot of drawing thicker girls to try and draw, and I was still learning the basics. Never really thicker girls dawned on me. Never really till much later in life dawned on me. Never really till much later in life dawned on me. Never really till much later in life dawned on me. Never really till much later in life dawned on me. I feel like I'm missing something. Again, referencing something. Not be ashamed of references. Again, not be ashamed of references. Again, of that. Why not be ashamed of references? Again, of that. Why being of that. Why being rabbit leg, rabbit leg length, rabbit leg length, rabbit leg length, rabbit leg length. That's right. I need a rabbit bone anatomy. That's right. I need a rabbit bone anatomy. That's right. I need a rabbit bone anatomy. Rabbit bone anatomy. I need a rabbit bone anatomy. Rabbit bone anatomy. Rabbit bone anatomy. Rabbit bone anatomy. I wanted rabbit. Why the fuck are you showing me cats? I wanted rabbit. Why the fuck are you showing me cats? I wanted rabbit. Why the fuck are you showing me cats? I wanted rabbit. Why the fuck are you showing me cats? Well, judging from this, looking at this correctly. Well, judging from this, looking at this correctly. To beat the screen. Looking at this correctly. I am looking at this correctly. I am looking at this correctly. I am looking. Hair is getting correctly. I am looking. Hair is getting correctly. I am looking. Hair is getting. Hair is getting. No, they still have They still have a pretty good ratio. They still have a pretty good spine, hip, arm, leg size ratio. Means what I'm drawing here isn't actually that inaccurate. Fascinating. Means what I'm drawing here isn't actually that inaccurate. Fascinating. Means what I'm drawing here isn't actually that inaccurate. Fascinating. Means what I'm drawing here isn't actually that inaccurate. I understand rabbits are supposed to be on all fours. I really would like if someone would take the 5 seconds to stand them upright, but then again, I really would like if someone would take them. We know if they stood them upright, we have to question. Secretly a furry. We know if they stood them upright, we have to question. Secretly a furry. We know if they stood them upright, we have to question. Everyone's at least a furry in some capacity. We just sometimes don't want to admit it. Anyway. We just sometimes don't want to admit it. Anyway, I can also make sometimes don't want to admit it. Anyway, I can also make anyway, I can also make arms. But no, yeah. Rabbits, from what their bones can tell me, are incredibly curvy, flexible. Tell me are incredibly large as shit feet. Tiny, tiny hands. Tell me are incredibly large as shit feet. Very oval shaped skulls, which means large as shit feet. Very oval shaped. Since I already had the skull part covered, next part I need to move on to. Since I already had the skull part covered, next part I need to move on to. But with that circular rib, next part I need extremely circular rib cage, but with the very round shape most rabbits take. Extremely circular rib cage. Naturally, in the very round shape most rabbits take. Extremely circular rib cage. Naturally, in the very round shape most rabbits take. Naturally, in the very round shape most that simple means naturally in the very round shape that simple means that I need to make her ribs less square and a lot more round. That I need to make her ribs less square and a lot more round. That I need to make her ribs less square and a lot more round. Anyway. Now I'm doing this. Now I'm doing this. Still gonna have the basis with older, but now we're gonna be doing this. Still gonna have the basis with rib cages, but now we're gonna a lot more. Still gonna have the basis. Rib cages, but now we're gonna a lot more. Or so a lot rounder. Rib cages, but now we're gonna or so a lot rounder. Rib cages, very or so a lot rounder. Which is another thing. I don't get how in the world people to pick rabbit girls is like skinny. I don't get how in the world when between the fluff girls is like all the fucking muscle they have to pack. When between the are they either not chunky or like beef? All the fucking muscle they have to pack. When between the are they either not chunky or like beef? All the fucking muscle they have to pack. Eyes. Are they either not chunky or like bead? Eyes. Are they either not chunky or like bead? Eyes. Bead. Bead. Some odd reason it keeps getting longer, mostly because I don't have any. Some odd reason it keeps getting longer, mostly because consistent measurement between, and these are just all rough sketches. Consistent measurement between, and these are just all rough sketches. Consistent measurement between, and these are just all rough sketches. Consistent measurement between, and these are just all rough sketches. And then definitely the feet. And then definitely the feet. Out front. Does this. And then definitely the feet. Out front. Does this. And then definitely the feet. Out front. Does this. And then definitely the feet. Out front. Anatomy. Anatomy is my worst enemy. Intends to kill. Anatomy is my worst enemy. Intends to kill. Anatomy is my worst enemy. Intends to kill. Arm. Go. Arm. Go. I bleed through paper underneath. I bleed through paper. Go. I bleed through paper underneath. I bleed through paper. Go. I bleed through paper underneath. I bleed through paper. Neck. 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 My earlier depictions of her skinny. 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 My earlier of her. Now I added a bit of. Now I added a bit of to be sized. Now I added a bit to be sized. Mostly do the back of. Mostly do the back of. At the knees. At the knees. In fact, she is a rabbit girl with a built-in need for speed, quote unquote. I got jokes, bad ones, but I got jokes for speed, quote unquote. I got jokes, bad ones, but I got jokes for speed, quote unquote. I got jokes, bad ones, but I got jokes for speed, quote unquote. I got jokes, bad ones, but I got jokes. Keep that anyway. Neck. Keep that anyway. Neck. Keep that anyway. Neck. Keep that anyway. Neck. Back curve. There. Front hip. Up. There. Front hip. Up. There. Wait, I messed up. Up. In. Up. Budge. In. Hip. Budge. E. In. Hip. E. Close enough. I'll work the rest out. E. Close enough. I'll work the rest. E. Close enough. I'll work the rest. E. Close enough. E. Going to be, I guess, extra thorough or like extra weird. I don't care. I don't guess extra little tidbits for weird. I don't care. I don't certain things. Do extra little tidbits for weird. I don't care. Odd how the underside of the foot looks. Here we go. Only got 4 toes. Odd how the underside of the foot looks. Here we go. Only got 4 toes. Odd how the underside of the foot looks. Here we go. Only got 4 toes. I got 4 toes. Four toes. I don't know. Foot padding. I don't know. Foot padding. Label it. Foot. I don't know. Foot padding. Label it and draw innate details on their hands. Their hands. Label it and draw innate details on their hands. Their hands. Label it and draw innate details on their hands. Their hands. Label it and draw innate details on their hands. Their hands. Um. 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 The finger and then the finger and then the finger and then adding the finger and then side of hand, side of hand, adds, pause, side of hand, adds, pause, side of hand, adds, pause, color however you want, and color however you want, and the handwriting is all over the place. Color however you want, the handwriting is all over the place. Alright. and then I don't know. And then I don't know. And then if you want to get extra deep, I don't know. And then if you want to get extra deep, I don't know. If you want to get extra deep, Oracle. If you want to get extra deep, Oracle. Oracle. Again, the more characters I do, the better I'll get at this. So learning it, you're learning with me, people. I do, the better I'll get at this. So if you want to be learning a technique, learning with me, people. I do, the better I'll get at this. So if you want to be learning a technique, learning with the legs, learning in the back. If you want to be fine, learning with the legs, learning in the back. Fine, fine, booty, fine, tail, fine, booty, fine, tail, fine, booty, fine, tail, fine, booty. You draw her gluteus maximus. Afterward, her gluteus maximus. Afterward, her gluteus maximus. Afterward, her gluteus maximus. Diamond. Diamond. Rumbus sensuality. Diamond. Rumbus sensuality. Rumbus sensuality. Rumbus sensuality. Rough you love. Rough you love. Nothing wrong with a bit of fat. Rough you love. Nothing wrong with a bit of fat. Rough you love. Nothing wrong with a bit of fat. Nothing wrong with a bit of fat. Mm. There you go. Mm. There you go. Mm. There you go. Mm. There you go. Well, since she's thicker, it's not 100%. 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 The things you can do. The things you can do that I'm genuinely blanking on. That I'm genuinely blanking on. Oh, I have to refold this kneeling cushion because it is not doing what it needs to do. Oh, I have to refold this kneeling cushion because it is not doing what it needs to do. Oh, I have to refold this kneeling cushion because it is not doing what it needs to do. Oh, I have to refold this kneeling cushion because it is not doing what it needs to do. Oh, I have to refold this kneeling cushion because it is not doing what it needs to do. I always say the best way to learn sometimes is right now. I realize I am. I always say the best way to learn missing a lot of gaps. Right now, I realize it's not because I'm missing a lot of gaps because I don't know shit. I know I don't know shit. I don't know everything. It's not because I'm missing a lot of gaps because I'm slowly approaching into sleepy territory. Slowly but surely getting tired. And not because I'm tired of teaching. Absolutely. It's not even remotely the problem. Not because I'm tired of teaching. The problem is not even remotely the problem. Not because I am. The problem is not even remotely the problem. I'm supposed to be going to sleep by now. Sleep is supposed to have gently embraced me by now. Sleep is supposed to have gently embraced me. I wanted to this test stream works. I wanted to supposed to be on YouTube. This test stream works. I wanted to supposed to be on YouTube. This test stream works. Life supposed to be on YouTube. This test stream works. Anyway, anyway, Not to be as quick paced or as like as shallow as I am with how fast I did this because you go onto the channel Proco and find the guy who hosts. You go onto the channel something called Monster Labs. You see Homeboy create about almost over Homeboy create about 100 small sketches that he uses later. 100 like over 100 like 100 later sketches I think it was like over 100 like a couple sheets of paper sketches I think it was like you only use a couple sheets of paper 12 of them you only use a couple sheets of paper 12 of them you only use for his final product in his course of teaching you how more like design characters. Sorry if that was loud and jarring. His course of teaching you how more but design characters. Sorry if that was loud and jarring. But no, yeah, he makes the sketches like about design characters. Sorry. And grab a but no, yeah, he makes the sketches like about and grab a perfect. Makes the sketches about like perfect. Makes the sketches about like perfect. Makes the sketches about like makes the sketches about like makes the sketches about yay big. He makes them about yay big. And then he fits like about yay big. He makes a fuck ton of them all in here, and like all while using pencil. He makes a fuck ton of problem with me is, and all while using pencil. I can only handle graphite gray for so long. Stop rolling. I can only handle graphite. I can only handle graphite gray for so long. Stop rolling. And because of this, I can only handle graphite gray. I use Sharpies. And however, because of this, difference between Sharpie tips and however, pencil tips is a difference between Sharpie tips and astrofucking-nomical. Pencil tips is B. Sharpie tips and this bad boy's a lot thicker than a pencil. Fortunately, it causes me. Why do you keep rolling? Why do you keep escaping? I done you wrong. Stay there. Why do you keep rolling? Fortunately, because of this, I done you wrong. Trying to draw that small. Kind of cumbersome. I done you wrong. Trying to draw that small. Not saying it can't be done. Trying to draw that small. I'm just saying it's a hell of a lot more cumbersome. I'm just saying it's a hell of a lot more cumbersome. Plus, also, Sharpie doesn't allow me to finesse and focus on the details. Plus, also, Sharpie doesn't allow me to finesse and focus on the details. Like pencil can. Like, because of it, like pencil can. I end up drawing everything slightly, because of it, bigger. Like pencil can. I end up drawing everything slightly, because of it, bigger. I end up drawing everything slightly. To allow me to get some little nuances. To allow me to get some little nuances. To allow me to get some little nuances. Without completely going overboard. Without completely detail. Going overboard. Without completely detail. Going overboard. Without complete detail. Now, does it unfortunately use up a bit more paper? Yes. Now, does it unfortunately use up a bit more paper? Does it help me create characters better? Yes. Does it unfortunately use up a bit more paper? Does it help me create characters better? Yes. Does it unfortunately use up a bit more paper? Does it help me I should have grabbed a healthier Sharpie. I should have grabbed a healthier Other Sharpie. Room. Other Go in the other room. No. Go in the other room. This is not for your amusement. Other room. No. Go in the other room. Go in the other room. Other room. Thank you. No. Jesus. No. Go in the other room. I'm gonna hurt you. Thank you. Jesus. No. Go in the other room. I'm gonna hurt you. Thank you. What was I saying? Go in the other room. Sharpies finesse. There we go. What was I saying? Slightly bigger paper. Black. Sharpies finesse. There we go. What was I saying? Slightly bigger paper. Black. Sharpies. So because of this, this allows me to. Fuck. So because of this, this allows. Because of that. reason why in the world some of my shapes, line arts, and other various things. Reason why in the world some of my shapes, bigger line arts, and other various than they use. If I would do it in pencil, problem is then they use graphite gray for me gets unfortunately monotonous. Graphite gray for me gets unfortunately monotonous. Certain colors of color pencil are hard as shit to see. Color pencil, like for example, yellow. Hold on. Color pencil, like for example, yellow. Hold on. Let me. Like for example, yellow. Hold on. Let me. Like for example, yellow. Let me. Second. Let me. Second. I'm gonna use a cheap color pencil because I don't feel like wasting my Prisma colors right now. Those are saved for the illustration of my colors right now. Those are saved for the illustration of my colors right now. Those are saved for the illustrations. Anyway. Those are saved for the illustrations. Anyway. Yellow color pencil on camera is a lot harder to see. Yellow color pencil on camera is a lot harder to see. Yellow Sharpie. Nope, both hard to see. I have crappy camera. If I turn off the glaring light, both hard to see. I have crappy camera. And if I turn off that makes it worse. Okay. I have crappy camera. And if I turn off that makes it worse. That makes it worse. And anyway, yellow might have been a bad color because yellow is bad to see. Anyway, yellow's hard to see in fucking general. Let me try banana yellow. Yellow's hard to see. Less. Let me try banana yellow. Less saturated. Yellow's hard to see. Less. Let me try banana yellow. Less saturated. But no, yeah. The difference between these two yellows is less saturated. Could have used yellow. The difference between these two yellows. Difference between these yellows is striking. Could have used color pencil is slightly more difficult to see. Difference between Sharpie yellows is striking, and also I don't have to sharpen color pencil as often. Dull nib. I know you see it. I don't have to sharpen horrendous color pencil sharpen it. Dull nib. I know you see it. Sharpie stays pointy as long as I don't fuck up the nib. Don't fuck up the nib, it stays pointy. Sharpie stays pointy as long as I don't fuck up the nib. Don't fuck up the nib, it stays pointy. Sharpie stays pointy as long as I don't fuck up the nib. Don't fuck up the nib, it stays pointy. Practice of using stuff other than pencil. Sorry. Of using stuff other than pencil. Sorry. You have some color and variety in your life, but also pencil. It forces you to live with whatever lines in your life, but also other thing. Like it forces you to live with whatever lines in your life, but also my organization skills. This was supposed to be me, not yours. My organization skills. My organizational skills are hazardous. I know. Organizational skills are hazardous. I know. This is a standard cheap ballpoint pen because I know that's one more most people have. This is standard cheap ballpoint pen because I know that's one more most people have. This is standard cheap ballpoint pen because I know that's one more most people have. This is standard cheap ballpoint pen because I know that's one more most people have. But blue. But what can I draw this blue? I can still go back to the deep blue. But what can I draw this blue? I can still go back to the deep blue. But actually, now I can just draw random shit. I can still go back to the deep because this is pen. Where the heck I draw, it's permanently there. I now have to live with each stroke. The heck I draw, it made permanently there. I now have to writing some each stroke. The heck I draw, it fuck up the stroke. I have to write again. Fuck up the stroke. No, this isn't my signature. This is just me. Goals. No, this isn't my signature. This on is just me. I haven't drawn with this pen in a while, and I'm scared it might. No, this isn't my signature. This on is just punk out on me with this pen in a while, and I'm scared it might. On a page. Punk out on me with this pen in a while, and I'm scared it might. Punk out on me. like even long flowy gestures like that. Any mistakes or like flowy gestures like that. Shivers of the wrist I have to live with. Shivers of the wrist I have to live with. Shivers of the wrist I have to live with. Shivers of the wrist I have to live with. Example that I fucked up on the eye. The eyes. I fucked up on the eye. The eyes. I fucked up on the eye. Nope, I just fucked up on everything. Cool, good. The eyes. I fucked up on the eye. Nope, I just fucked up on. I'll make it a bikini. Good. The eyes. Nope, I just fucked up. I'll make it a bikini. Anyway. Nope, I just fucked up. I'll make it a bikini. Anyway, I am completely lost where I was going with it. As I gently fill this page with swirls and squiggles. Completely lost where the fuck I was. I gently fill this page with swirls and squiggles. Completely lost where the fuck I was. I gently fill this page with swirls and squiggles. Completely lost where the fuck I was. Oh yeah, using something other than pencil. Get your ideas across. Oh yeah, using not being confined. Get your ideas pencil across. In its usual standard graphite gray. Get your ideas pencil across. In its usual standard graphite. You have some color and variety in your life, but also to help you differentiate different character sheets. So just in case you forget to label them, you can at least tell by the color. Like, oh yeah, this is. So just in case you character A, you can at least tell by the color. Instead of this is. You think instead of making you think who's character designing? Who did I use this for? Even though who's character design like me, who did I use this most for? Of you guys would be even though let me flip this. Most of you guys would be like, let me just draw everything right off the bat suddenly. Let me just draw everything cool ass pose and shit and cool ass pose and shit and like cool ass pose and shit and